Ocean Spit, little show about big things. Hope you guys are having a great day today. It's a little muggy. It's supposed to rain this afternoon here in downtown Elk Grove Village, a little suburb in Chicago. And we have a great show lined up for you. Today is Wednesday, June 26th. And for all you Celine Dion fans out there, and there's a lot of them, my good friend Janine will be joining us very shortly on a tour bus, on tour, ready to go. But you know what, folks? She's going to be in town this weekend in Chicago. And first of all, it's going to be great. Friday night, June 28th, she's going to be at the Arcada Theater. That's Friday, folks. And then Sunday, on the 30th of June, she'll be at the Des Plaines Theater. Around on us, these great theaters, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oshows.com for tickets. And Jeannie will be joining us very shortly, folks. First of all, every show is dedicated to the first responders. Thank you guys for what you do, and our military. Thank you for what you do for our country. But mostly dedicated to people like you who take the time and watch the show today on Ocean Spit. Guys, get ready. It's Hey, thank you, Dina Manzella from Seventh Heaven on that great intro. Guys, what a beautiful day today. Ocean Spit, Celine Dion fans. Good friend Janine is in the house. It's going to be great. She'll be joining us very shortly. But before we bring her on, folks, let's get right to our sponsor, our good friends from Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local. Norridge, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and now Mesa, Arizona. Ace is celebrating 100 years coming up June 29th, folks, and all their stores will be doing special cookouts. So make sure you go by and get some free samples of some great cooking food and pick up the great deals of Ace Hardware. Tune up that lawnmower for $105 plus parts. They're your neighborhood powerhouse. And take advantage of the auto key programming at all their stores. They program and card cut keys up to 50% less than dealership. Visit the helpful hub to speak to a certified team member. That's Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. And that's what I like about Ace Hardware, folks. And then let's not forget our good friend, Mary Grievous. If you're looking to buying and selling a home, well, you know, everybody's doing it now. And now she's the perfect lady for you. Her name is Mary Grievous, folks. And if you're looking for buying or selling in the Chicagoland area, the perfect real estate professional, whether you're putting your home on the market or looking for your dream home, give her a call today. Available to buyers, sellers, for sale by owners, expired listings. That's Mary Grievous, Berkshire Hathaway Stark Real Estate. Go to mgrievous@starkre.com or give her a call at 630-688-1725. That's our good friend, Mary Grievous. Now, guys, don't also remember, folks, that Mary Grievous also works for NTD Vacations. And when we're talking about NTD Vacations, we're talking about the Chicago Music Cruise 2025. Now, you missed the one we did in January and the Royal Caribbean. We're going to do it again. We're going to give guys a chance to enjoy another great cruise. And here's what it's about again. Royal Caribbean Cruise Line. This is the Oasis of the Seas this time. It's going to be taking off March 22nd to March 25th, 2025. And we're going to be stopping at Fort Lauderdale, Curacao, Aruba, and Coco Key, Bahamas, which is owned by the wonderful Royal Caribbean. It's a private island owned by them. It's a lot of fun. And the action and the band's going to be great. First of all, of course, Tony Ocean and the main event band will be there, folks. My other band, Mojo's Jukebox, will be rocking it out. Hillbilly Rock Stars, the #1 country band in the city of Chicago, will be joining us. And the ringleaders themselves, Seventh Heaven. All of us, again, for this last one was 7 days. This one's 8 days, spring break. ChicagoMusicCruise.com. Tell them Tony O sent you. Or give Mary a call at 630-688-1725. And she'll get all the information. You got to love it. It's going to be fun. And we love doing cruises. You know, some people like it, some people don't. But we're going to talk about also, Janine's been on a lot of cruises, does that herself. So we're going to find out her thoughts about cruises and stuff and everything that she's got going on. So it's got a busy week coming up, folks. Tonight, Rosario's in Roselle. That's an outside show. We'll be there at 7 o'clock with Tony Toto. Tomorrow we'll be at the Red Barn Brewery in beautiful Mount Prospect. It's an outside show. That's a 6 o'clock hit tomorrow. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse in Schaumburg with Daryl Armenstad. That's an 8 o'clock hit. Saturday, we'll be at Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. That's an 8 o'clock hit outside with Double T, Tony Toto. And Sunday, Ron Onesti's Club, Arcata Speakeasy, going there for Rat Pack Sunday. And that show starts at 3:30, oshows.com. All right. So a lot of good things. And you know what I love on the show, folks? You know, we have Monday through Friday. We're on 12 o'clock noon. Again, I want to thank the Josie Awards. We're nominated again for Internet Show of the Year. The Josie Awards are independent award show that's for independent artists. And our Ocean's Rat Pack tribute to Frank Dean and Sammy won last year for Best Tribute Act. And we won for Best Media Show. And we're up again this way. We're excited in October at the Grand Ole Opry to be on that stage twice and win. It was a nice event. It's just lovely to go out and have some fun, bring some great music. All right, guys. So Celine Dion, you got to love her. What a voice this woman has. And if you love Celine, you're going to love my friend Janine. She's going to be in town, folks, Friday, June 28th at the lovely Arcata Theater in St. Charles. Then on Sunday, she's going to be at the Des Plaines Theater. That's June 30th. Great 2 shows celebrating Celine Dion. And she's on a tour bus right now. She was kind enough to be on the show and pull over for a little bit and get her on. So let's get her on right away because she's a busy lady and we want to get her on. Janine, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Tony?
Oh, I'm doing great. Every day above ground is a good day, my friend. All right. So, Janine, thank you. First of all, like I said, thank you for being on. And I know you're busy. Look at your schedule. And boy, you are all over the place. You've done so much, and I do appreciate it. But let's just get right to the top. Where were you born?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Woo! Love Pittsburgh. And you studied their classic voice at the Civic Opera in Pittsburgh. What was it like growing up in Pittsburgh? And now you're an Italian family, so what was that like?
Well, you know, a lot of meatballs and lasagna, as you can imagine. But yeah, I grew up in Pittsburgh, and it was a pretty awesome upbringing. I'm an only child, so I got a lot of attention from my parents. And we had a lot of, great schools and opportunities. And I really loved where I grew up, my upbringing, but I had to leave because it's too cold for me. So I live in Florida now.
Okay. You're in Florida. Now, growing up in an Italian family, obviously you have a big family. And did somebody influence you when you were growing up? Who was the first, someone in your family? Who was it, the first person that you heard sing or seen on TV and they go, wow, I want to try to do this? Who was it?
Well, my mom actually used to sing opera. She grew up singing opera. I listened to her when I was little, and I was very inspired by it. I didn't ever once when I was young. So when I started training, all my teachers were saying, "Start class, start going." Reconnecting.
Okay. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit here. I think you're free. There you go. You're
Can you
breaking
hear
up,
me?
but I
I'm
think you're
sorry.
okay. All right. So, yeah, your connection's
Sorry.
a little. You're coming in a little blurry and you're a little choppy, but we'll make it work. All right. So, big family. Did you have a hard time from your parents telling you, "Hey, man, you sure you want to try to do this? Maybe you get a regular job first." How did that all come about? Because I know growing up with me, it was tough.
Well, it's interesting because I actually had the opposite experience. My parents were really, really supportive of it. And I remember when I was going to college, I said to them, "Oh, I need to have a backup plan, because this is insane. I went to school for musical theater, and I said, this is ridiculous. I clearly need a backup plan." And both of them said, "No, if you get a backup plan, then you're going to use it when times get tough." And so they said, "You need to just completely go for it. This is your dream. This is what you're born to do. Don't try to come up with a backup plan, sing your heart out and go for it. And so that's what I did. And I've definitely had my tough times, but I had no backup plan to go to. So I did stick with it. So, I mean, I have had so much support from them. It's been amazing.
Well, it's very important. Like I said myself, I was born in Italy. I speak it. I read it. Do you speak it? Do you parli italiano anche? Do you speak Italian?
No, I
No.
sing in
Okay.
Italian, but I don't speak it, unfortunately.
Okay, that's okay. So you
You
did,
could call me a lot of names right now and I wouldn't know what you're saying.
and you wouldn't know it. That's good. All right. So, my God, you've done so much here. And where are you off to right now as we speak?
So right now we are at a stop in Ohio and it's pouring down rain and thundering, but we are headed to Chicago. So Arcata on Friday night.
Yes.
So we're going to be getting there, I think Thursday morning. So, or late Wednesday night. So that's Arcata on Friday and then Des
Right.
Plaines for Sunday.
Right. It's fantastic. Now, why there's so many great singers? Why Celine Dion, if you don't mind me asking?
To me, I grew up listening to her and I was very inspired. I think she has the best voice of anyone out there. And not only her voice, but she is just so humble and kind and genuine. And I just, from a young age, always saw that and noticed that. And I thought this is a celebrity that I just adore and admire. And it's like, there is no ego with things. It just kind of, she goes on stage, she does her thing and then she leaves and she's back to being kind of like, humble Celine. And I just always admired that. And she just has a lot of strength and courage. And I think she's an incredible role model.
Well, you know what? I mean, you mentioned her name and when her voice, and boy, you've got the lady down for sure, which is a very hard thing to do. If you look at Barbara Streisand, you think of Celine Dion. Those are just golden angel voices that
Right.
It's amazing what you do. All right, so. You do cruise lines. You've opened. Did you open for Chicago? I've opened for them twice, and you've worked with the Beach Boys. Tell me about the White House. What was that all about?
Well, the White House was pretty exciting. So I sang for the Governor's Ball, the annual Governor's Ball. So all of the governors were there, and it was in the East Room. But the coolest thing about it was when we were setting things up, they asked me, do I want to bring my band or do I want to use the Marine Corps Orchestra and the President's Own? And I said, I'll use them. How many can I have? And they said, you can have everyone if you want. I said, I'll take it. So I had all three groups, the singing cantors. I'm forgetting the names of everybody, yeah. But I had a choir and an orchestra, and I did a 30-minute show. They had a dinner in the White House, and then they went to the East Room for the show. It was pretty amazing.
Oh, that's great. Albert from the Ron Onesti organization said he's seen your very first show in Chicago at the Park West. That's an incredible venue. I played that a couple of times myself. And you know what? And playing the Arcata Theater, we've done that many times. And the Des Plaines Theater, working with Ron Onesti. He's been my friend for many, many, many years. And what do you like? I mean, you've played everywhere. Do you have a favorite city when you finally say, this is our tour schedule, I can't wait to get here? Which one would it be?
That's a really good question. I actually just discovered one on this tour. It was my first time to, it was called the Stadium Theater in Newport, Rhode Island, in Woonsocket, Rhode Island. And we had a great time there. And then we went to Newport and we basically ate all the lobster that one person could possibly eat. And I loved it there. The weather was nice, not too muggy or hot. It was just, it was really a dream. I loved it.
And that's great. And there's so many. Now, does the Celine organization know of you? Has she's ever seen
Not
you?
that I know of. I don't think so. No. If she does, I have no idea about it.
Have you ever tried sending anything to them?
I haven't. And I've been asked that question. It's like, do I or don't I? I don't know. Then I think, oh, would she ever get it? And, all that goes through my head. But I guess it doesn't hurt to reach out.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to reach out because you know what? When you're doing a tribute, it's the number one flattery that you can give somebody, and you do an incredible job at it. Now, you like the cruise ships? And let's put it this way. How many shows you do a year?
Oh, I don't know. Probably like 50 or 60 or something like that.
Okay, and some singers have a little warm up with the tea or a little shot of brandy. I don't know what is your little warm up.
I do vocal warm ups for about 20 minutes, and then I drink hot water and honey, and then I try to sleep with a humidifier, and do all the right things. You know what's interesting is I'm so used to the Florida weather that it's just like it's always humid, and I feel like my voice is just a little bit easier to go. And then we as we started moving up north, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a lot drier, and so I got the humidifier going, and I have little extra things that in Florida I don't even have to think about.
Yeah, especially for your kind of singing too. I know it's for a lot of different singers, but you got to be really careful with that and what you're doing, the maintenance and everything you have to do.
Right.
My girlfriend Janine, ladies and gentlemen, she'll be in town Friday, June 28th at the Arcada Theater, and Sunday, June 30th at the Displays Theater. Oshows.com for tickets. Now, my real name is Maurizio, my first name. My last name is Carrara. So I love the way
That's a very Italian name.
but when I was starting, nobody could pronounce it. So that's
Right,
it.
exactly.
But I love the last name, and I love when Italian people pronounce their name. So give me that last name the way you would say it.
Caramiello.
Caramiello. Now, isn't that what part of Italy? What part of Italy is that?
Well, unfortunately, I don't know a ton of my background, but I believe it's Sicilian.
There you go. And have you performed in Italy?
I've been to Italy many times, but it was on cruise ships. So I was, performing, but not at an actual spot in Italy.
How about, okay, now cruises. Before you went on that cruise for the first time, before you sang one, or before you ever been on one, what was your thoughts? What was it going to be like? I mean, I love the cruise things. You go on, you do your show, and they pull you out, you go somewhere else. But the actual being on the ship, was it hard for you to get used to, or were you excited about that?
Well, it was pretty easy for me because when I first, many, many years ago, right after college, I went on cruise ships as a production singer.
Okay.
So
All right.
I would be on doing their cast shows, and I was the lead singer in that. And so I was used to that environment for a while because we were on for several months at a time. Then I would see the guest entertainers come on, fly off, fly on for a week or less, and I thought that's what I want to do. So then I started working on putting my shows together, and then I went back as a guest entertainer, which I had a lot of fun and did it for a while. But at this point, the travel has just gotten a little too bonkers for me. So I kind of prefer getting in the bus, doing the road tour, because that way I get to have my dogs with me, which is like a must at this point.
Sure,
So,
absolutely.
my husband too, he matters, but the dogs really is, the
Well,
dog.
let me ask you now with your husband on that. You have to have. I noticed too. You have to have a supportive spouse on each
Very.
side.
Yes.
Because it's got to be, hey, hon, I'm going to do this. I can't do this. I can't make this. I can't make that, and it ends up happening. And look with me. I'm on number 4. I'm on wife number 4. Okay. And this one is the one that actually understands.
Yeah.
They all believe in you in the beginning. Oh, I can handle it, and then they can't. Right? You just can't.
It's a lot. Oh yeah.
It's a lot of stuff. Have you played Vegas at all or Tahoe?
I have not. No, I haven't. I'd be super interested in that though, actually.
Vegas was good. I was at the Riviera back then. It was much different, but that would be something
Talk about
great.
dry. How is singing in Vegas?
Well, like I said, you're in the casinos. This was in 2000. We're doing 2 shows a day. And, I'm a cigar smoker, so I'm stuff that I probably shouldn't be doing. But anyway, I'm surprised I don't lose my voice. It's amazing. Okay, so you performed any celebrities that you've actually done shows for or met or anything like that?
Quite a few. Oh, I have a guest appearance. This
Yes.
is Wiley. You want to say
Hi,
hi,
Wiley? There you go. We got 3 dogs too. We got a Bella, we got a Mia, we got a Zoe, and they usually sit around the office here in the whatchamacallit. So give me the top 3 that you've performed for, and what were they for?
Let's see. Jeez, I've done a lot of things for world leaders, shall we say?
Yeah.
Trying to stay out of all the political things, of course. But yes, a lot of world leaders, governors, presidents. So I just a lot of those types of events.
Okay, and then Jenny, I got to ask you something now. Say you get a call. I don't know what your political views are, but say you are a Democrat, and you get a call from a Republican Party, and I know singers who've turned down work because they didn't want to work for it. But in our business, we gotta entertain.
Right.
This is
Right.
what it is. So have you ever come to that decision when you and your husband sat down and said, "Boy, we got a call to do this. I don't know. What do you think?" Or did that never come up a conversation in your travels?
It has come up, and my take on it is kind of exactly what you're saying. It's a job, it's a business. I try to, kind of stay neutrally out of it in the public eye in that sense, and not, get too involved in that, because I realize there's people on one side and people on the other. And I'm an entertainer. I want to make everybody happy. That's like that's my goal, is to just bring people together, bring happiness. So yeah, I look at it as more of, it's a job, and I try not to connect my own views to things like that.
Got it. Now, when you're coming into town on the 28th of June, this Friday, folks, at the Arcada Theater, and then Sunday, June 30th at the Des Plaines Theater, for some people that have not seen you before, what are they going to get? Now, do you actually do you look, obviously you watched a bunch of her footage. Do you do a word for word
Not at all.
Not at all. So what do you
Not
do?
at all. So basically, I'm completely myself. I don't try to imitate her in any way, shape, or form, because in my eyes, she's the queen of the castle. Like, nobody can be her. she's
Right.
so amazing. So it's more of my tribute to her music, why she has inspired me so much as an artist. I mean, growing up as a young kid, I looked at her and I'm like, I want to be like that.
Sure.
So I view it more of, how can I continue her music and her story, and, like, tell mine and why she's inspired me so much. So yeah, I'm singing all of her songs, obviously, but in my own voice, and telling my own stories of why I connect with them.
See, and that's important too. Even with our Rat Pack show that we do, we don't look like them. We will
Yeah.
try to sing our versions of them.
Right.
Obviously, you love band. With a live band behind you, that's
Yeah.
huge. But do you also do shows with tracks? If you, if
So once in a while I have. It's a little rare, especially for the Celine stuff. Not so
Sure.
much. But more so, I have a couple different shows that I have. I do like a Broadway opera review, and I do like Icons and Divas. So I have a couple different shows that I do. So depending on, if it's more of a smaller country club type thing, I've done it once or twice, but it's usually with a band.
with the band is much better.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah,
Have
yeah,
you-
for sure.
Now, Celine, actually being from Quebec, Canada, have you played Quebec? Have you played Canada?
No, on cruise ships, like the same thing with Italy. So
Okay.
I've been many times, but I haven't actually played a theater there yet.
Okay. All right. So some of the songs, of course, Because You Love Me, My Heart Will Go On, Power of Love, Beauty and the Beast. She's done Why Does My Heart? You know what? When she did a version of All by Myself, which is my favorite singer-songwriter, Eric Carmen, who just passed
Yeah,
away, of course, from Cleveland, Ohio. Do you have a song sometimes when you're doing your show and you're looking at your set list, you're going, God, I don't want to do this again?
Um,
All right. Yeah.
That's funny you say that. Yeah, I've had that before in set lists. Yes. I can tell you the honest truth. I don't have any of those in the Celine show. I truly do. Like, I mean, their songs, All by Myself is one of them, and Where Does My Heart Be Now? Those are the two. I see them coming up, and I'm like, oh dear God, please just be with me, because I just, especially All by Myself, that high note. I'm like, here we go. Like,
Right.
it's in your hands.
Yeah, and
But,
you know what? And Celine's version of it, a lot of people have recorded it. Sinatra, a lot of people have too, and she did a great version of it.
Oh yeah.
It's one of the best songs. Eric wrote some great songs. So that's what they get. You get all the hits, obviously. And then when you're off the stage and you're meeting people, what's some of the questions you get? I mean, they're going to come up there, besides taking your picture and, boy, you're fantastic. But what are some of the questions that you get when you get off that stage?
The main question is, for my other show, why aren't you on Broadway? Or for the Celine show, they'll say, oh, have you ever tried out for America's Got Talent or The Voice or one of those, TV production shows?
Now, that's a question right there. I did Star Search. We lost by a quarter of a point. Have you ever tried that?
I have literally tried all of them. America's Got Talent, American Idol, The Voice, not haven't had any success in any of them. First round I got booted out. Like never had any. It was just kind of like no interest. And I tried several times. Like we went to Nashville to one and then California to another, and I tried different songs for it was I think it was for The Voice. I tried, okay, well I did a pop song this one. I'll do an opera song at that one to see if that changes. Nothing.
What do you think? Why do you think that happens? To me, I've never really watched a full because I'm always working. I work 5
Yeah.
nights a week. So I think, are they just looking for some 15, 16? I don't know. What are they looking for
Yeah,
in your opinion,
I
right?
think I mean, this is my personal opinion. I think they're looking more for someone that is not quite someone that's a little more like, oh, I don't know what I want to do yet, and I'm this is exciting, and this, I think I'm a little too focused on yeah, it's like that, and also
And
they
you're too
love,
established because you're already doing something for your career that's successful. So they really don't need to, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Exactly. That makes a lot of sense. My good friend Janine, folks, she's going to be in town doing just a celebrating Celine Dion. What if you ever got a chance to meet her? What would be the first thing you ask her?
Oh, no, that's a really good question. What would I ask her? I mean, I would just be like so in awe. I wouldn't even know what to say. I'd probably be out of words. I'd be like thanking her for everything, all the inspiration.
Yeah.
She's just like created so much joy. I mean, I watched her documentary yesterday, and it was just so sad to see what's happened to her now with her health, because she's just brought so much joy to people, and it's
Right.
like for her to be struggling to, in any way, shape, or form is just it's very upsetting.
I mean,
But
she was very popular. I mean, some of the stuff here. Of course, she has come from a large family.
oh
She
yeah,
actually Quebec. She speaks French. We know that. She sold over 200 million records. She's a fashion icon. That's another thing I was going to ask you. Your shows are usually what, 30 minutes, 90 minutes? How long are the shows?
this one's 90 minutes, and it'll have
Okay,
an
so
intermission.
how many times do you change clothes? Or do
Four
you
times, four costumes.
4 times?
Yeah,
So, okay. So, see, that's got to be awfully, I mean, that's hard. I think that's probably harder than singing. That just make sure that the clothes and the things don't rip and everything like that. But you know what? It was a horror story. Her husband passed away, of course, and now she's
right.
got this stiff person syndrome since
Yep.
2022. Um, God, but yeah, I've seen the documentary too, and boy, she's been through a lot, and she's one that's gonna just, her music will last forever. I
Absolutely.
know you're busy. Just give a couple more questions. 2020 March, you turn the TV on, everything's closed.
Yep.
The flu, pandemic, whatever you want to call it. What was the first thing you thought, business wise, and second of all, personally with your family?
So the very first thought, business wise, and this is probably like not even going to make sense, I thought, oh, I'll get some time off.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally was
Like
like,
when they
oh,
remember, Janine, they said 2 weeks. Oh, that's no problem. Yeah, right,
exactly. I
exactly.
was thinking in my head, like, oh, great, I get 2 weeks off, and I don't have to like feel guilty about it. Or I was like, oh, this is great. Like, and then it kept going on and on and on. I'm like, okay, this can be over anytime soon. But basically, my husband and I had just moved in. We bought a house in November of 19. So when March 2020 hit, we were just kind of like, okay, well, we'll start just sort of put, what's the word? Reconstruct, not reconstruction. What's the word when you're what is the word when you're redoing your house? Redoing things,
Redoing. Yeah, there you
Thank
go.
you.
That works. That works. That
clearly,
works.
clearly, I had nothing to do with that. I would just be like, oh, pick this color, pick that color. So my husband did a lot of the fixing things up, and he was tearing down walls and putting in, new floors, and he had a lot to do with everything we did. But we spent that time working on the house, completely renovating it, and I love it now. But I guess if COVID didn't occur at that time, we wouldn't have had that time to really focus on getting the house how we wanted it. So that was the 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 good part about it, I suppose.
Sure, sure. But then you know what? I mean, Florida was still open, so you can perform there. Some people decided not to perform. You know what it is. Speaking of performing, watching the show right now is Mr. Ron Onesti.
Hi,
He is
Ron.
watching. So Ronnie is watching, folks. Ron, of course, Onesti, the man behind the Arcata Theater and the Displays Theater and everything else he's got going on. Taylor Street Fest coming up in August. So Ron is the best. Yeah, so it was down for 2 weeks. People were kind of what's and then after a while, things you've seen things now. You see more people coming out of the shows now, 2 year shows more. You see people a little bit more
Yes.
comfortable. Do you
Yes.
still see the mask stuff, or do you see
Once
any
in a
more?
while. Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I feel like it did take a while. It probably was about 2 years until things really I started to see a big difference in crowds getting back to normal and things like that. But yeah, I'll see masks once in a while. And
Yes.
I a lot of times I go out into the crowd and I'm high-fiving somebody or something, but if I see someone who's wearing a mask, I totally respect that and just, I don't want to like invade their
Go
space
anywhere
or
near them,
anything.
right? You have
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
right, right. Janine, where do you see yourself? This is the last question. I know you're busy, and first again, thank you for your time.
Oh, thanks for
And
having
again,
me.
guys, don't forget she's going to be in town Friday, June 28th at the wonderful Arcata Theater on Main Street in St. Charles, and then Sunday she'll be at the Displays Theater. That's June 30th. Get tickets for the show. It's oshows.com and put in there celebrating Celine Dion. You have to do it. Where do you see yourself 5 years? How much longer you want to do this?
Oh, I want to do this until I can't anymore. It's all I've ever wanted to do since 4 years old. I was like, oh, I'm going to be a singer. And there's nothing else I've ever wanted to do. So I find that I make goals and, I want to be here in 5 years or 10 years. And things tend to turn in different directions that I wasn't necessarily expecting. As long as I am able to still perform and reach people and make people feel, I will be happy with that. So wherever life takes me, I mean, I don't totally know where that will be, but I don't want to stop. That I can say.
Well, you know what? And that's it. And the way I look at it too, people, we're so blessed these days to go out and perform.
Oh yeah.
And someday, you got that attitude. It's like, oh man, I don't want to do this. And when you walk out and you see those people in the theaters or the restaurants or wherever they're at, and you're going, they're here to spend their hard-earned money, especially now in this day and age.
Right.
We're lucky to get people out and spending money. And, great. Last question. Do you have a favorite Celine Dion song?
I do. At the moment, my favorite song is Courage, which was on her very last album.
Okay.
2 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
And that song just like it was like right after COVID and then breast cancer. And it was just sort of like a lot of, tough things happening. And that song, I kept singing it and the words were so inspiring. And the song's about her losing her husband. But I completely took it in a different way of like, the courage to get through what I was going through. And so to me, that song has complete special meaning.
And you know what? I know it's going to sound corny to some people, but that's sort of fate. You know what? Something that comes that way, and then you're doing the whole Celine Dion thing. This is her song saying courage and what you're going through. I don't care what anybody says. The power of a song and music in general, it just works wonders. Think about what we would have went through in 2020 if we had no music.
So true.
You have a breakup song. There's always one you're going to remember.
Right.
If your first something. There's a song for everything out there, good or bad. But
so
Janine, thank you. I'm going to thank you for your time. I know you've been busy, folks, and I wish you the best luck. Keep doing what you're doing. But listen, you got to do this. You got to send something to Celine's people.
I should. I know you're right.
Just think, what if I'm going to take an example. There's a band called Liverpool Legends.
Oh my gosh. I know Marty. Yes, I know them. Yes.
Marty. Okay.
Great.
When they first came out, they were endorsed by Louise Harrison, which was George Harrison's sister of the Beatles.
Yes.
So do you imagine if you send something back and she just sends you a little quote?
I know.
And
You're
then
right.
on that promo that you're coming soon, and Celine Dion says, blah, 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 blah. I mean, that's right. I mean, you
Yeah,
got
no,
to.
you're definitely right.
You got to
100%.
throw it out there. What's the worst? Look how many times you tried for American Idol and all those
Yeah.
things. You gotta send that to her.
It's like
You know
playing the
what?
lottery. Yeah,
She
you
will
just
eat
got
it
to
up.
keep. Yeah.
You got it. All right, Janine, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so
Knock
much for
'em Dead
having me.
this Friday, June 28th at the Arcata Theater, folks, in St. Charles. And let's not forget, folks, Sunday, June 30th, we're going to be, she's going to be at the Des Plaines Theater, oshows.com, folks. Please get your tickets. Support local establishments, live entertainment, and support my friend. And Janine, if they want to book you, how do they get a hold of you? What's your website? How do they get a hold of you?
It's Janine.com. It's just my first name, but the hard thing is the spelling. Okay. JENENE. That's it.
That's it.
3
.com.
E's, 2 N's.
There you go.
Yep.
And you can find her and find out where she's going to be. Where's your next stop after Chicago?
After Chicago, we're going to Indiana.
Beautiful. Indiana's gorgeous up there. So you'll have some fun. Hey, safe
and then
travels.
Back in Pittsburgh, my hometown. I'm excited for that too.
Are you excited for the Steelers this year?
Yeah, I don't follow sports like most people because I'm like doing music and stuff, but of course I love the Steelers. Yes.
You got to. All right. Very good. Gene, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Knock 'em
Tony.
Dead. Keep singing. Keep making that music. Keep making people happy. God bless you. Have a great one.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you, Janine. Good luck. Good safe out there. How about it, man? She's got a fantastic doing her stuff. And it's going to be, you got to, man, the voice is just unbelievable. So make sure you get your tickets for my friend Janine, folks. Celebrating Celine Dion and doing all her hits, 4 costume changes. It's a 90-minute show, Friday, June 28th at the Arcata Theater in St. Charles, and Sunday, June 30th at the Des Plaines Theater. You got to love it. You got to support it. Very, very, very important. Guys, let's get to some more sponsors, folks. That's right. You got to have sponsors. Absolutely, folks. Let's get right to Garelli Pavement Service. Absolutely. Family owned and operated. They service areas includes Illinois, Wisconsin, Indiana, specializing in parking lots, doing both asphalt, concrete work. They do repairs, replacement, seal coating, crack filling, and lot painting. 5-star rating, folks. Call and speak to a knowledgeable representative at 815-271-5835 or call Garelli or go to GarelliPavementServices.com and tell them Tony O sent you, folks. And let's not forget my good buddy from Jack Vena Landscaping, folks. They offer monthly maintenance programs, bush trimming, spring and fall cleanup, bed mulching, fertilizing, weed control. They offer plant design service and installation, servicing the North Shore for over 44 years. Call Tommy at 847-432-5266. Oh boy, I'm trying to get all that stuff done. It's amazing. All right. Anyway, what's so cool yesterday, you know how much I like my fishing. I tried to go fishing yesterday too. Just yesterday couldn't catch anything. This morning we caught a couple 12 bluegill, and then it started raining. Anyway, great stuff. Let's see. Well, thank you God for watching. We got Lake Geneva watching. We got Ohio watching. Chris Baccaro, what's up from Rosario's, Richard Hamlin, Roseanne, Daryl Armenstad. See you Friday. I'd like to see my friends from New York watching. Florida's in the house. Our good friend Kathy from California. All right, let's get to some stuff here also, folks. When I was talking about fishing, I said National Fishing Day is today, folks. National Fishing Day is today. Tomorrow is the big one, is the debate between former President Donald Trump and President now Joe Biden. That is tomorrow on Peacock. It's going to be all over the news. It's going to be all over. People are going to be watching a whole bunch of it. I'm excited to see what happens. Thank you, Roseanne Caputo. I hope you're doing well. You're all wearing bib and overalls. There you go. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And already CNN has already put the gag stop on former President Donald Trump. It's a debate. They're already trying to stop sides. I don't like when they do stuff like that. It's going to be a Trump first immediate. It should be on Comedy Central. There you go. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how many people are going to be watching that, folks. All eyes are going to be on that show, on that debate tomorrow. The first of 2, if I'm correct. Tony Toto, I will see you tonight, my brother, at Rosario's. Yeah, they'll be pumping him up for sure. Absolutely. White Sox, 111 and lost 29. Cubs, 115 and lost 25. This is in the last 42 games. Our Chicago teams are in trouble. Are in trouble, folks. They need to do something. Interesting stuff. Also, I want to say happy 31-year anniversary to the Redhead Piano Bar downtown on Rush Street. Great place still out there, folks. 31 years of business that's still there. Congratulations to the Redhead. Let's also say congratulations to my good friend Lou and Dana, celebrating 3 years of marriage. Louis Pipes, God bless you, my brother. We'll talk about Airtight very shortly. Also, my good friend Peter and Bedley, Caliendo, 24 years of marriage. God bless you guys. Very, very cool. For you wrestling fans out there, Richard Hamlin probably knows this already. For you wrestling fans, knowing that we love wrestling, guys, Netflix 2025, you will be watching our wrestling there. Raw is going to be 2 hours, uncensored. And looks like SmackDown will be 3 hours. Now, that's going to be moving to Netflix starting January 2025 for all you guys who are in, and guys and gals who are into wrestling out there. Boy, the Bean, downtown Chicago, the big silver Bean is finally reopened after it's been under construction for a long time. Finally, it's reopened its door. Dennis, Tucker Carlson should host that debate. Should host. I would think, I would love to see that. Also, congratulations to Fox News. Congratulations to Jeremy Roenick. Folks, former Chicago Blackhawk is going into the NHL Hall of Fame. Overdue. Congratulations, Jeremy, into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Very, very cool. And also, speaking of wrestling, Sika, the wild man Samoan, has passed away at the age of 79. He is also the father of the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Our prayers go out to the Reigns and Samoan family, for all you wrestling fans out there. Boy, vinyl records. Back in the day, it was the vinyl, the 33-inch. I've got tons of them in my house. Then, of course, everything went to CD and everything like that. But nothing sounds better than vinyl. It made a big comeback. It's still making a big comeback. I don't know if it's going to last. It's important to acknowledge him, Richard. I agree. Thank you, Frankie. Frankie Setta, another singer in Chicago. How you doing, brother? So I'm asking you guys who are watching, girls, ladies, men, did you collect records, and do you still listen to vinyl? I have a Crossley record player, and I still listen to vinyl because there's nothing better than seeing that needle drop on the vinyl and just before that hits. It's any vinyl sounds a hell of a lot better than a CD does. So I don't know. Any guys out there collect records still? Are you still collecting records? Are you still buying records? And did you have a big record collection? I have every Stones record, every Beatles record, every Frank Sinatra, every Dean Martin. I've got all my favorite bands. I've got tons and tons of 33 albums. I don't know how many people still collect them. I'm glad it's back. I'm glad the record stores are back. So people, those are local establishments that need to be sponsored. So it's very cool that people go there and collect records. And I remember as a kid, even a teenager too, just recently till they stopped, with the albums. Nothing beat going into an old record store and starting at the end of the building and going through and just looking to the treasure that you might find, that, one solo record, an import that you don't find. That is what the snap, crackle, and pop, Boyd, you're absolutely right. Nothing beats it. Okay, so Frankie, you're an early guy. You're starting your collection only 6 months ago. Right. So, but there's Christine, how you doing, hon? There's nothing better than that. And then to go to these old record shops or even flea markets, or for me, I also used to go to Rolling Stone Records on Harlem and Irving there in Norwich. Every Wednesday was new record day. So you would go there and hope to find your favorite artist's new record that came out, and we love it. And the album covers used to have all the great pictures, and also the liner notes. You know, you'd open up the package, you'd open up the record, take the plastic off, get the liner notes, and see who wrote each song and who played on each record and who produced it. They have little tidbits and these liner notes that I love. I got rid of vinyl when CDs came to surface, couldn't stand flipping them, tired of RURPs and whopping. I have a few sentimental collective reasons. And a lot of people still have some that they do keep for collection. You're right, Albert. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Let's get to another couple more sponsors, folks. Deutsch Power Center, service in the construction and diesel industry in Chicago for the last 100 years. Call my buddy Sal at 224-276-6550. That's Deutsch Power Center, folks. And for all you guys who need a lawyer, Roy McCampbell, attorney at law, statewide law practice that is client-focused and results-driven. Give Roy a call at 708-275-4264. My wife's company, Laura Ocean Solutions, increasing profits while reducing credit card fees. You'll never have to shop again if you shop with Laura Ocean Solutions. And last but not least, Trico Hair Experts, recreating great hair days, 773-999-7888, Anthony and Carmela. Now, guys, you know I was always promoting Don Esteban Cigars, which is still a great company, but I've been working with Ron Onesti, and I'm going to be making a announcement very soon, probably after the holiday, of a brand new cigar. A brand new cigar company and a brand new cigar that I'll be smoking and pushing, and I want everybody to get, purchase, buy, and smoke. I'm excited about these new cigars. That's Ron Onesti's involved in this, and I know it's going to be an incredible smoking cigar. Okay, so we're going to be bringing you that on Ocean's Pit, and when I make the announcement in about a week or two, we'll be able to find out. You guys will be able to try this brand new cigar. And I still love Don Esteban. I still recommend that, but this is the company I'm going to start recommending now. And I want all you cigar smokers out there to go out and try it once we bring it out to you guys, and you guys will really be able to enjoy a good, I'm going to give you a hint. It's a great brand new Sicilian cigar with a little bit of a kick. So it's going to be very good. I'm excited about that. You're watching Ocean's Pit, little show about big things. Oh, boy, I'm having a great day. There's Mel Lennon Reed. Don't smoke. Okay, I can understand that. Good luck on your move to New Jersey, I hope, Mel. And I hope Stephen is doing well. We'd like to get Stephen on the show, but you guys are busy. We're trying to get our times together. And that's sometimes when I have guests on, it's hard to get people's time because some people might have a day job, so they work during the day. It's hard to get off. But anyway, let's get to, like I said, add 3 years to Dana and Lou. Let's get some other stuff here too. People Magazine. A bartender at the New York hotel where Justin Timberlake allegedly drank before his arrest confirms to People Magazine that he did have one drink before he left. Before he left. Confirms. Now, he said he had one drink before he left. Now, did he have a couple and then he had one before he left? We don't know. But this bartender at People Magazine came out and exclusive confirms that Justin Timberlake only had one drink. So we'll see what that happens. Nothing's going to happen to this guy anyway. So, also, folks, we have the debate coming tomorrow. And what I'm excited about, too, besides the debate between former President Donald Trump and the new President Joe Biden, former President Donald Trump has said he's chosen his vice president running mate, and the person will be at attendance on Thursday debate with Democratic Republican Joe Biden. So it looks like we might get the announcement from former President Donald Trump to see who he picks as vice president. A couple of people are saying, leaning towards Dr. Ben Carson for vice president candidate, but we'll have to see. I'm not quite sure who it's going to be, but why wouldn't I if he had to drive? Yeah, you know what? He has got a driver, supposedly, but he didn't have a driver that day. He said he was following somebody home. Wally and Mary here in Tennessee while taking up baseball. World Series college baseball won yesterday for the Tennessee Bowl. Well, congratulations, Tennessee and Mary and Wally. It was great seeing you guys a couple of weeks ago, and have fun over there in Tennessee. There's nothing wrong. All right, go ahead. Smoke a cigar while I sing. There you go. Absolutely. Tucker for vice president. I'm right with you there, pal, but we know that's not going to happen. You're watching Ocean's Pit. Go back there. Reality stars Julie Chrisley, 7-year prison sentence vacated by the appeals court. Oh, you know what? I can't stand some of these people too. You know what? They come out with they come out with people that are so goody two shoes, and then you find out they're just crooks. Or, it's like, how about those ministers, whatever you want to call them, the Lord only talks to me. Send me cash, and I will tell you. You know what? Karma is a bitch. And it belongs to any of these people that try to fool the American people, especially when some people try to take money from people and they go after maybe the senior citizens and people like that. They're thinking that they're doing the right thing by giving to the God's will, God's church. Oh my God. Every single one of them, even this Joel Osteen guy, they said some guy was doing some work in his bathroom and some wall chip, a brick came off and he found tons of cash buried in the wall. Come on. Here comes the voices. So it's like, my God, you can't even trust anybody anymore. Ed Burke learned sentence in racketing bribery case. What they give him, 7 years? I'm sorry, this guy needs to go down a hell of a lot more than just 7 years. I mean, God, if it was me and you, they'd throw everything to me, right, guys? All right, baseball season. My Yankees are starting to slum a little bit, I noticed, but at least they're doing better than the Cubs and the Sox. But I'm asking every single one of you, Boyd, Dennis, Roseanne, Frankie, even Mel, you remember your first baseball game? What was your very first professional baseball game, major league baseball game that you attended? Do you remember? Mine, I think it was a Cubs game. Again, the Cubs against the Phillies, I think. And then, of course, I've seen over 25 Yankee games, some at the old stadium, a lot more at the old stadium than the new stadium. Kathy says Cubs game. Okay. Very cool. Mike North, former guy from The Score, another guy who tells it like it is. There you go. Dennis says Sox Yankees. Very cool. I'm going to go see the Sox Yankees in August. I'm going to try to go bring Cubs game with my classmates. There you go. So a lot of people have seen Cubs. Mike North. So Kevin Warren and the Bears are now back to Arlington Heights after Warren tried to use a plate of dog crap Soldiers Field and Doom location as leverage. Just a waste of time, and the folks in Arlington waited. Warren bluffed and lost as they did when they transferred the move. Ain't going to happen. I don't think they're going to go to Arlington Heights, the Chicago Bears. Cubs, everybody's saying Cubs. Okay, very, very cool. How about this cage fighter proposes to his girlfriend after defeat and gets rejected in front of 20 people? He's in a cage. Bye-bye, love. Cage fighter getting his ass beat. He's all bloody, coming to the end. His girlfriend comes up to him. He pulls the ring out. Honey, will you marry me? And she says no in front of 20,000 people. It's bad enough that he lost the fight, and now he lost. The girl says, I will not marry you. Holy cow. Hey, as Harry Carey would say, hi, Steve. Holy cow. Lola says 1964 World Series, Yankees lost 2 rows behind home plate. That's when I fell in love with Yankees, seeing Mickey Mantle at the bar. The Mick. Here I am wearing my Yankee jersey. Should never really trust anyone. You never know who's out to get you. And time goes on, you know who your friends are. You're absolutely right, Albert. It really takes it. And some of this political stuff that we were going to talk about, I'll be mentioning later on in different shows, but after the debate. In 1984, the godfather of fitness swam 1 mile through Long Beach Harbor with 70 rowboats chained to him. He's swimming 1 mile, Long Beach Harbor, with 70 rowboats tied to him. These people are crazy. What would even make you want to say that? I don't know, crazy stuff. Again, in Chicago, folks, it's just getting worse and worse. Jack LaLanne, yeah, there you go. There's Ronnie B. Jack LaLanne, yeah, that guy. Never see his commercials? Anyway, crazy. Laura loves to talk politics. Yes, speaking of, Laura will be on the show tomorrow. Laura Ocean is my co-host. I also want to thank Carol Brandolino, my co-host yesterday on Twisted Tuesdays. You see Carol. Now listen to this. This is crazy in the city of Chicago. Okay. Those same people, they have terrible aim, and no one ever knows where most of those guns fired even land with these street shootings and gang shootings. In the eyes of the shop spotter critics, the means shop spotter is bad. In reality, this is a critical data that allows police to more closely pinpoint when and gunfire is occurring and how often it's occurring, if nothing else. 150 shooting events in 24 hours is an important thing to know. Between 5 a.m. Sunday and 5 a.m. Monday, at least 26 people were shot, including an 11-year-old and a 12-year-old. 2 others shot themselves accidentally. There's a story around each of these 150 shooting events in the past 24 hours. This is our city of Chicago. And we're so afraid. And these people are just nuts now. And now with the Democratic convention coming into town, no one was going downtown in the first place. And now, are you going to go downtown? We might have to. We have a gig, I think, scheduled on that Monday or Tuesday at the Carnival with Ocean's Rat Pack. Should be interesting to see what's going to happen with that, especially after this debate tomorrow. Another crazy noise, another crazy news, folks. This is how crazy this world has come. This is how nut it is. It's crazy in this world. Fox 32 Chicago. Wild man flies to Florida to attack a gamer with a hammer over an online dispute. They're gamers. When you play, I'm not a gamer, but when you do, you play with different people from around different countries or different people, states, or whatever it is. You play with other people. And this guy was so pissed off of an online dispute that he actually got on a plane and flew to Florida and beat this guy up with a hammer. This is just, it's just crazy. I don't know. I'm speechless. How about some good news? I'm going to leave you with a little good story. McDonald's employee with Down syndrome retires after 32 years of serving smiles. Russell O'Grady, a cherished community figure with Down syndrome, has retired at the age of 50 after 32 remarkable years at McDonald's. How cool is that? That is so cool. And you got to love it. He retired at 32 years at the same job, and especially McDonald's. It is crazy. What? Jeanette, how you doing, honey? Hope you're doing well. What happened to our country? Very sad. And bless him, O'Grady. Just the thing I want to throw at you for the debate tomorrow. This is a fact. Our president, Joe Biden, gave an eulogy at Robert Byrd's funeral. You know who Robert Byrd was? He was the Grand Wizard of the KKK. Check that out on your facts. Who gave the eulogy? And last but not least out there, folks, something that's going to make you guys either make your afternoon, I hope. It's been 3 years now, folks. All the unvaccinated, we should have all died by now. I'm just asking for a friend. How many people have died who are unvaccinated? Yeah, remember, don't get vac. Oh, if you don't get it, you're going to die. It's been 3 years. Throw that around in your mouth, folks. I figure I'd throw that in there and make everybody feel good. All right, we are coming to the end of the hour, folks. Again, I want to thank my good friend Janine with celebrating Celine Dion. She's going to be at the Arcada Theater this Friday, the 28th of June at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. And Sunday, she'll be at the Des Plaines Theater on the 30th. Oshows.com. If you love Celine Dion, Janine was kind enough to take time of her tour bus to pull over and do our show while she is driving from Pittsburgh to Chicago for her big show in Chicago. Then she's moving on to Indiana. How many people didn't die? Correct, Boyd. Absolutely. Let's get to birthdays, folks. Yeah, it's 1 o'clock. It's Wednesday, June 26th. Frances McDormand from Fargo celebrating a birthday. Stuart Stuckliffe, former bass player for the Beatles. That's right. He was with the Beatles. Would have been 84 years old today. Bob Fosse, All That Jazz. Of course, designer Bob Fosse. Lindsay Wagner, Bionic Woman, celebrating a birthday. Billy Wilder, director for Some Like It Hot and so many other great movies, would have been celebrating a birthday. Let's see. Yep. Graham Greene, one of my favorite Native American actors, Dancing with Wolves, who's done so many great movies. Happy birthday. Randy Jackson, bass player for Journey. I think he was also a judge on American Idol or one of those shows. I'm not quite sure. He's 68 years old. Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac, 77 years old. Colin Bernstein from the Zombies, celebrating a birthday. Egner Winter, Frankenstein, 78 years old. Mary Grievous, if she's still watching, happy birthday again to your mom, Mary. NTD Vacations. The great guitar player Jeff Beck, celebrating a birthday. Nancy Allen from RoboCop turns 74 today. Peter Asher of Peter and Gordon turns 80 years old. Horror movie star Bruce Campbell celebrating a birthday. My good buddy Kevin Burke watching. Happy 21 years old to Isabella out there, Kevin. And my good friend Jimmy DeSuit, his wife Kathy Picardi. Kathy, happy birthday, my dear friend. All right, guys, it has come to the end of the hour, and we got to go. So remember, tonight, Rosario's in Roselle, 7 o'clock, outside with Double T, Tony Toto. Thursday, we're making our debut at the Red Barn Restaurant and Brewery in Mount Prospect. That's a 6 to 9 show outside. That is tomorrow night. Friday, Chicago Prime Steakhouse with Daryl Armstead. Daryl will be kicking off the show at 8. I'll be getting there at 8:30, coming from another show. Saturday, Taverna on Division in Melrose Park. Outside, go to the number one patio in the suburbs, 8 o'clock with me and Double T. And Sunday, 30th, will be at Ronald Nestie's Club Arcada Speakeasy for Rat Pack Sunday. I'll be doing all the hits of the Rat Pack. That's a 3:30 hit with Jerry Jams. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody. God bless you. Frankie, you keep doing what you're doing, my brother. And guys, remember, it's back to Ace Hardware, folks. That's right. Ace is the place. Buy local, shop local, support local establishments. And that's what it's about. Norwich, Des Plaines, Evergreen Park, Warrenville, and Mesa, Arizona, guys. Ace is celebrating 100 years in business. And this Saturday, the 29th, if I'm correct, yes, at the Norwich store, folks, they'll be grilling brats, burgers, food. Stop in, buy something, grill your ace off. That's all you got to do. Tell them, I want to grill my ace off and get $20 off any grill purchase. Happy 100-year celebration to our good friends of Ace Hardware. Buy local, shop local. Ace is the place, helping neighbors before they were neighborhoods. Guys, have an incredible day. Be back tomorrow with Laura Ocean Solutions. Buy local, shop local. Support local establishments. Support live entertainment. But most of all, be kind. Be fun. Ringo Starr says, peace and love. I love you all, everybody. God bless you. Nick Sahajas, Piano Man.
Oh, it's the end of the show. See you later from Tony O.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.